it's a really nice day in March, and I've come out to the woods because I just want to go out for a walk, really. There's so much going on in the world, isn't there? There's so much that you think about that happens, and we get so caught up in this kind of like world of communication through the internet, and the way we talk to each other and how we communicate people across the world. And it's fantastic. It's incredibly interesting, and I can't get my head around how it happens or it works. It's like a miracle, but you know, life's a miracle. But it's made me really think, because I come out here, and since I was a child, I felt a really massive communication with the natural world through just being here and talking with the trees and just talking with the birds. And I felt like a constant communication as a person with the natural world that I've grown up with. And you know, we meet people and we talk to them, we make friendships, and now we're in a world where we know loads of people, but we don't really know them, we just know them online. And last night, my Facebook account, Facebook went down, and now I just can't get back in it. And it's blocking me, and I just don't know what to do with it. And I was thinking, oh, that's really interesting, because I've got a whole load of people on there who I call friends, don't know, I've never met them, I don't even know what their phone numbers are. But I built up a really huge following, and I was like, oh, what if I can't get into there, you know, what do I do? I thought, well, that's interesting. You know, I've got all my other means of communication through my work, so it's for my work, and I want to reach out to people around the world. So we've made our communication really different. In some ways, it's brilliant. We've got this global conversation going on with each other. But, you know, the ability just to shut something down like that is really there, is present. And so the world, we're making a world beyond the world, the earth, is something that could be taken away really instantly. And so, you know, ultimately I was thinking, well, I could just make a new Facebook page if I can't go back into it. But, you know, it took me a while to build that up, you know, and everything I've put out there, all that work, I thought, well, what if I can't access it? You know, so I was just thinking, you know, what it means something to you. Okay, so you've got our communication with all the people around the world, we talk to people and we share things, it's beautiful. You know, it's really lovely. I've made lovely friends through my communications online. A lot of my deepest friends come from actual interactions, person to person. But the communication with the natural world is incredible because it's unconditional. It's there. It's something you learn as a child. Maybe you don't learn as a child, but sometimes we learn it as children, we forget it. Because it's just a childish thing, to talk with trees and play in the woods. But the communications with the trees in the woodland is something that's so true, and it connects you to the spirit of everything, the spirit that's in you and the spirit that's everything around you. However people define a presence around the world through whatever faith or religion, it comes from one source of love as far as I'm concerned. And it's just divided off into different branches, and, you know, being peaceful with each other seems to be the best form of communication, and being loving too. But I've had things come through in the woods, you know, throughout my life that have been really magical, that seem to be coming from a real heart and spirit of natural world that is therefore connected to this one presence. And the communication comes from spending time here and feeling that sense of energy and spirit. We can, in our own selves, connect with the birds and the animals through communication through the heart. We are picking up chemicals and breathing those. We connect with Mother Earth through our energy, through electrical charge, through our feet, through our bodies. These are all very healing for us. The trees seem very still, don't they? They have a stillness about them, and they have a wisdom about them. Some of what's come through from nature, through deep meditation, has been that we are like children upon the earth because they've been here a long time. They're almost like guardians of us. If something happens to us as a species now, and the world is changing a lot, we know that, the trees would go on, the plants would go on. They've come through loads of stuff, you know, apocalyptic stuff, Armageddon, whatever you want to call it, you know, pole shifts, climatic change. They just kind of just keep going, you know. They're kind of inspirational. So, you know, they would go on. The seeds would be in the earth, and they'd come through it. They feel like guardians of us. And when I've done these deep meditations with the trees and plants, there seems to be an element of being that we are connected to them on such a deep level. If you spend 20 minutes a day in one place, start feeling what happens. You start to merge your energy with them, with the plants and trees, and you start to communicate through words and feelings. And you can believe me or not believe me, but try it. Just try it. Just do it for a month. See what comes through. See what guidance starts coming through in the physical world. What magical things happen, and what instincts you start feeling. Different perspectives that start happening. It's quite incredible. When you connect to a gorse bush or a certain type of tree, you're actually connected to those trees all across the world. And if you're like in a field of dandelions, for example, it becomes so much so that nature treats you as part of that field and what's growing, it just sees you as a really peaceful part of it. It's really hard to describe, but if you can this spring, go and sit with the spring flowers and do in a place every day and feel what comes up, because nature starts to see you as just being another plant and being. It wants to protect you and care for you, and wants to guide you. It wants you to be peaceful, because the more peaceful you are, the more likely you're going to be peaceful with everything around you. So the communication with yourself, spirit, nature, is beyond this kind of new communication we've developed across the world through the internet. Because if it suddenly went down, a lot of us would think, oh my God, that was the world I've created. Kids coming in nowadays think that that's really, that's normal now, isn't it? Be on your phone, communicate with everyone across the world. It's normal. But, going back to this real communication through our hearts with the natural world and the spirit is vital for us as a species. So whether we've got these screens and this internet or not, this seems to be, to me, vital for wellness. And it's incredible what comes through when you spend a lot of time here. So that's what I'm doing today. It's really lovely. And I just kind of, that threw me last night. I was like, oh, I've had that account 15 years. Someone just goes, yeah, you can't have that anymore. I thought, all those contacts I've made, all those people, that communication, all that I've built up, and all these beautiful pictures I shared. And I thought, well, I'll just start again maybe. Or, but I've always got this. And this is what's important, and it's continuous, and it's beyond all that. So just food for thought today, and I wish you a really lovely day. And I'm going to have a little walk and listen to the birds sing, because it's truly beautiful. I'll catch up with you again soon. Thank you.